Okay. What's up? What's up? What's popping? Snake Dog 916, man, coming at you again live from Sacramento, man, with some more of this real spill. Today we coming live from Georgia, man, and we got another fire interview for you, man. Make sure you guys hit that like, that subscribe, and that notification bell, man. If you want to grow with us, because we want you to grow with us. You know, we're gonna get into this interview, man, and do it the right way, man. How you doing, brother? What they call you? Where you from, man?
My name is Paul Scott, aka Blue Boy, from Pasadena, California, man. I took a fall in 1980 and was down all the way till 2005, and been home now. God bless. In a couple of days, less than 72 hours, more like 48.
Yes, sir.
October the 3rd to be 14 years I've been home, so I'm counting my blessings.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's a great thing, man. So you say you're from Pasadena, California, right? So, you know, it's kind
yes, indeed.
It's kind of popping out there, man. And, you know, I know it goes down out there, man. You want to give us a little bit of background about how you came up, man, or, you know, here with the company?
Yeah, well, I don't have no problem with that. I took a fall on October the 1st of 1980. But prior to that, the lifestyle I was living in, you know, I was caught up in the game, you know, out there slanging.
Yes, sir.
In the streets. Basically, I started out very rebellious. I had a bad start with school from the age of 6 years old when I was taken to preschool and dropped off. Just the manner in which it took place, I felt completely abandoned by my mother and father. So I never really adapted to academics very well. And just coming up, you know, trying to establish myself in the community, seeing the transition that took place with the social dynamics, I didn't feel that I had a chance unless I just took my, you know, leap on my own. So I got caught up into the fast money lane, and the glamour and glitter is what attracted me the most. So I made more money selling drugs in one day than I felt I would work and make in a month. So that's the lifestyle that I gravitated toward until I caught a case that sent me to the prison with 18 years to life.
So was that was the time you went to prison, or is that the first time you were incarcerated?
No, but it was the first time I was incarcerated. Now, I got put on probation twice.
Yes, sir.
As a juvenile. One time for, you know, for violence, assault with a deadly weapon. The second time was for discharging a firearm in a community, you know, atmosphere. And both times I was probation, but I didn't really prosper from it because I didn't change my lifestyle. I just got a little more sophisticated with what I was doing, but continued to gravitate towards crime on a higher level.
Right. Okay. Well, okay. So eventually that led to you committing a crime that ended up sending you to prison for 18 to life, you said, right?
Yeah. Well, I was in the process of making a drug transaction.
Yes, sir.
And just so happened I was doing a drug transaction between two enemies, and the deal went bad. And one guy, you know, went on and did what he had to do to the other one. And I just packed my goods up and went on about my business. And 2 months and 3 weeks later, the prosecution and the detective was able to accumulate enough evidence to place me at the scene of the crime.
Oh, okay.
The DA, because I refused to cooperate with the DA to turn state evidence, the prosecution made it seem like I set up the drug transaction for dude to get bumped off. So as a result, I got found guilty of second-degree murder for aggravated mitigating circumstance was based on the aiding and abetting before and after the fact, which placed me in the conspiracy category.
Oh, wow. Okay. And that so they convicted you at trial and gave you 18 to life?
I got convicted at trial. It was me, and I had two crimes.
Okay.
We decided nobody getting on the stand. Everybody just let the chips fall where they lay.
Yes,
the
sir.
only witness that we had was one of my crime's girlfriends, who he basically had told everything to. And so she came to, you know, court and testified. There was no point blank eyewitnesses
Right.
for the scene. So okay. Thank you. Okay. I'm relocating in order for me to have a little privacy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. I was at this facility where I work at, bro.
Okay, that's good.
a little too loud, but they gave me a classroom I could go in. So
Okay, good.
I don't even want to take advantage of it, but God has made a way for me to get favor.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I'm going to keep right on going.
They didn't tell you to stop. They just asked you to move. That's all. That's even better.
Yeah. Anyway, so
you took it to trial. The only witness they had was the female friend of one of the co-defendants.
My kind of girlfriend, you know what I mean? So,
pillow talking with.
Right. So he had let her know everything. But make a long story short, my getting arrested and coming off the streets, I thought I got railroaded, but I really got rescued, man.
Right.
In the sky, because, make a long story short, my crimey, who I just sold narcotics to on the side, he was really worried about if I might have got around to telling on him. So he was plotting to try to take me out before, we got arrested.
He knew you were a witness. He knew you were a witness to the situation.
Yeah, so he didn't know if I was really going to hold my mug or not.
Right.
I really wasn't a part of, his organization overall.
Right.
Making a long story short, his girlfriend, in the testimony during the trial, it came out that he was plotting to try to do me in the process of her going to jail. So all this came out. So in my getting, apprehended, to a large extent, it was a blessing in disguise, but it was hard for me to really see that at the time because I was so filled with rage and anger. And, I was naive to a lot of, the laws and things from the, other side of the road.
Absolutely.
So as a result of me being in the system, my body clearing up from drugs, and over the years, my mind reflected back on different things. I can see how the hand of God was working in my life all along.
Absolutely. Okay, so so you go through your trial. What did you go to? Did they send you to LA County? Did they send you to LA County?
No,
you live in Pasadena?
I went to trial in the Pasadena courthouse.
Okay, they got their own courthouse. Okay, so then they send you to prison. So you got your 18 to life. And
I got convicted. They found me guilty on May the 14th of 1981.
81.
On May the 19th of 1981, I was sentenced.
Yes, sir.
And then I caught and I caught, well, what it was, I was sentenced to 15 to life.
Okay.
Plus 3 years was added to it that I received for the possession of drugs. They found drugs in my possession when they came looking for evidence for the murder.
Okay.
So they combined it all together.
Right.
So 18 to life. And when you do an 18 to life, you got to go under the board of prison terms.
Yes, sir.
Though they run it consecutively, and the big time supposed to eat up the little time.
Yeah.
15 to life, you just be found suitable for parole. You become eligible. You don't just get a rule out date.
Right.
So what happened is they included the 3 years with the 15.
Okay.
So I didn't get eligible for parole at the normal time that I would have just under the 15 years of life. The 3 had to be included with it. So they included, I had to do 2 more out of the 3 before I was eligible. So rather than being eligible in 1990, I wasn't eligible till 1992.
Okay, so they added the extra 2 years on before you even eligible, let alone. Exactly. And that doesn't even mean you go home. That just means you're technically eligible for parole.
No, exactly. Because what happened was you go before the board to be found suitable if they decide you. I was denied parole 8 times before eventually I got found suitable and released.
Okay. Well, let's not go that far yet. Hold on. So you first get to the penitentiary. You go to reception. Okay. You go to reception. Where they send you to reception at? I don't know. Was it Wasco?
They only had 2 reception centers at the time.
I forget. Yeah, I forget. This is way back.
They had Chino and Vacaville.
Okay. And you go to Chino.
They didn't have but 12 prisons.
Right.
In the system at the time.
Wow.
We talk about 1981.
Yes, sir.
So I'm in Chino Reception Center waiting to catch the train to decide what institution they're going to send me to.
Right.
I get there, I'm 19 years old. I turned 20 years old on June the 21st.
Right.
4 days later, June the 25th, my son was born.
Yes, sir.
Who was conceived 2 days before I got popped on the case.
Okay.
So he got conceived on September the 29th of 1980.
So that's the last time you laid with your woman.
25th.
Okay.
1981, he born.
Yes, sir.
So we talk about 8 months and 26 days later.
Oh, you got the numbers down. Right.
So, I had my opportunity to talk with his mother on the phone the day he was born, complications she had. But
Right.
I go back, I'm living in the cell trying to process the thoughts of getting ready to go do a life sentence. And now there's a new child in the earth, in the world
Yes, sir.
that, I help produce.
Right. Right. Absolutely. So you're in reception center with all this on top of your head, and they
All
fit.
this on my,
And
trying to go through the process of getting prepared, bro.
okay, so you're 19. You in the reception center in Chino. You just found out that the mother of your child has given birth to your first child,
Yes, sir.
your son, and you got to be released to the yard. Give us your mindset, man. What's your mindset going out to that yard,
Man,
man?
all I could do is look up in the sky and wonder, how did this happen?
Right.
It was like a dream. It was like my life was kind of like unfolding in front of me, but I didn't have no control over it. It's like decisions was being made for me, and I just had to go along with it.
Okay. So I would.
So I'm trying to process this.
Okay. Go ahead,
Go
Ray.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so like I was sentenced to 18 flat. So I knew when I was getting out. And I've never been able to ask a person this question. I'm gonna ask you because you can answer it better than anybody else. What is the feeling you have going into prison with an L behind your number? Going into it, not later, when you first go into it.
You got to decide whether you got some hope or not. You got to try to find some way of looking at something that can give you some hope. Because if I would have listened to all the stuff that people was telling me from the sideline,
yes, sir,
about you a lifer, you ain't got no hope, so don't take no stuff off nobody. If anybody come at you, you might well serve them because you ain't got nothing to lose.
Right.
They're going to keep you here for the rest of your life. So I'm hearing all this stuff, and I'm seeing them share this with other people, and I'm seeing other people get pumped up with this false anger and all that, and then acting out on folks. And then people create enemies for them. So I'm looking at all this happening, how they being, programmed. I'm a little short of that. If I do get in something, I'm going to get into it because I chose to get into it, not some person who talked me into getting into it.
Right.
So I began to look at, I come from a good family, a decent family, man.
Okay.
So, then I got a son now that's born. I at least want to see. Right. So that began to give me some hope.
Okay.
And give me something to look forward to.
You had something to focus on.
Yeah, so I did have some things to look forward to. I had a mother and father that was getting elderly. So I began to want to look at how can I be back a part of their life? How can I get out of here and get out there? They're going to get old. I want to be there whenever they pass away.
Right.
So them different thoughts be crossing your mind, like, how do I get out? How do I do this? Can I get back on an appeal? Your thought of getting an appeal going crosses your mind.
Okay. So you didn't get lost in the system. You didn't lose yourself in the system off top.
No, not at all. Never that. Okay. And then I had a girlfriend that was on a scholarship at San Diego State. She was in her first semester when all this was going down.
Okay.
So my son's mother was really just a young lady I was involved with on the side. She wasn't my main girl.
Okay, so she was your side piece. No, absolutely, understandable.
Yeah,
so, all my subscribers know how the game go, man. They know what it is.
I had the square bookwork, And then I had to have somebody smart because I didn't know how to read and write. I just know how to count because I sold dope and gambled.
Okay.
So I had to have a girlfriend to help
so you were basically illiterate.
Yes, sir. No doubt about it.
Okay.
Fortunate though, but I was illiterate.
Right. No, absolutely. No, this is good content, brother. Your story needs to be heard.
So she gave up her scholarship. After her first semester, she transferred back to Pasadena City College and enrolled there and got a job on the side, but would come visit me every weekend in the county jail while I'm fighting my case. But during this process, she ended up finding out that, young lady done gave birth to my child.
Oh, okay.
So forth and so on. She had a little animosity towards me regarding that. She came to visit me, was angry and upset, and just asked me flat out, is it my child? And I told her it could be, and I was involved, and it very well could be.
Right.
So she said, well, I thank you for being honest, and, you leaving me with a hard decision to make because I got to decide whether I want to be with you or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I told her, I said, look, it's your choice if you want to stay with me or not. I would prefer you to stay, and I need you in my life right now because I'm faced with doing a bit, and I need all the help I can get. Right. But if you choose to go your separate ways, I understand.
Yes, sir.
So, the visit was over with. She came back to see me the next day on a Sunday and let me know, what I thought about it. I was with you when you was out here. I'm going to be with you while you in here at least, try to see how it go.
whoever she is, she get a salute off top just for that. Just for that, man. Just for that. No yeah.
It became painful later on. I had to pay for it.
I understand. But at the same time, it take a lot. It take a lot, in my opinion, for a woman to even do one day with a man incarcerated, man.
Hey, she hung for the first 3.5 years. I can give her that.
Okay, but, So we in reception. We doing our thing. We we functioning. We trying to focus on our our get out plan, right? Then they send you to a main line, right?
Not to get out, but just to have a strategy. Because I know I'm going to the pen. So when I get to the pen, what pen I'm gonna go to? Yep. Let me try to get somewhere that's closer to home. Right. Let me just try to get somewhere where I can duck and dodge a lot of this madness.
Right.
Where I ain't gonna be caught up in none of this madness, none of this drama. You know what I mean? Let me use a couple of my resources I may have available to help me get somewhere where I can possibly get a little education, to get some therapy, get something for myself. Because I was willing to program. I was willing to get something because I knew I didn't have education. I didn't benefit from the academics in society. So if I'm gonna be stuck up in there, let me at least know how to get an education. And then the fact that I didn't know how to read or write, I knew my only source of freedom was going to be how to communicate with the free world.
Okay, so to learn to read and write.
Yeah, because I mean, if I wanted to make phone calls, if I wanted to do letters, if I wanted people to come see me, I had to know how to communicate.
Absolutely.
So in order to communicate, you got to be able to have a vocabulary and be able to function fairly deep.
Right. So you and I'm sure at this time, back in these times, you can correct me if I'm wrong, it's a lot easier to coordinate the system to go where you want to go. You know what I mean? I've heard stories. I didn't do my time until 96, but I understand that if you knew who to talk to and who to talk to, then you can pretty much get to the prisons you wanted to get to. You can get hardships very easy back then.
It was a lot easier.
Yeah.
I will say that. Right. You know, especially if a person had a plan.
Right.
And then the counselors was willing to work with you a lot better. More, it wasn't as crowded.
Right.
It was not. As you know, the more crowded it gets, the less time they have to spend. And all they got buses that's on the highway 24/7.
All day, every day.
They got so many people that they transporting around. They ain't got enough bed space to keep all the people that they got en route. So the deal was, it was less people they had to deal with, so they was more available to assist people that needed help.
Okay.
For doing things.
Okay. So where did they end up sending you? Where did you end up going?
I ended up going to the California Men's Colony. Okay. That was the first institution I went to, and went there on July the 4th. The funny thing about it,
Independence Day
of 1981.
Okay. All right. Wow. So now you're hitting the main line. Different world in the reception, or is it the same back then? Is everything still the same, or?
It was a lot different. It was a lot different back then than it was than it is now. Okay. I will say that they had, first of all, they had more. It was completely single cell back then.
Okay.
Whereas it's completely single cell now.
Oh, okay.
But during over the years, it became double celled. And because of the overpopulation and all that, but because of incidents taking place and the reason why the community was at such an uproar because of the plumbing and the effect it was having on the community, they were able to get different lawsuits and stuff against the institution to get it back down to the population that it was originally built for.
Okay, so at this time, were there no levels? Were there levels back then?
There was levels back then. Level 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
So
was this prison a level 4 or a 3?
It was a level 3, but I was a level 4 override.
Okay, level 4 override.
Because I started out with a hardship.
Okay, right.
Based on my family being elderly. Based on me being a first timer.
Right.
Me being young, and so I use a lot of the mitigating circumstances information that that was in the probation report that was written down.
Yeah.
Use that to my advantage,
rather
than my disadvantage. So whenever I appeared before the classification committee for them to make the final determination, had a couple of letters from my attorney, from my family, from a few people in the community and stuff, and then from my mother's doctor.
Okay. So I want to get into the good stuff, but before we get into the good stuff, which is, of course, our end game, which that's what we want to talk about. 25 years, man, that's a long time. First of all, I salute you for being a stand-up guy and being able to be out here and function like a regular individual out here in the real world after all of that. First of all, but there had to be something. Like, I'm not asking for necessarily a war story, but there had to be. What's one of the most impactful things you saw while you were incarcerated?